everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. If you are new, then welcome. My name is Shannan. I do all sorts of videos here on this channel, kind of motherhood, lifestyle, travel adventures, and just everyday stuff. So if any of that sounds like your kind of thing, then make sure to subscribe. But I'm guessing if you have clicked on this video, then you are into the Disney stuff, which me too. Basically, we are going on a Disney trip in a month. In 1 month, in 4 weeks-ish, we will be in Florida and I cannot wait. So I thought it was only right that I start to share some of that excitement with you guys. I have done a couple of Disney videos in terms of kind of planning clothes and things, but I do think I'll be doing a few more prep videos before we go. So yeah, if that sounds like your kind of thing, then like I said, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But today I'm here to just kind of have a little chat with you guys about our kind of plans and how I've found the planning process so far. We did go in 2020. We landed back around the end of February, so about a month before everything kind of went to pot. So yeah, we were very, very lucky that we managed to get out there and have our wedding out there, and yeah, have our incredible Disney trip before everything started to go a little bit crazy. I found planning this trip very, very different to planning our trip before. Obviously, before we were getting married out there, we got married at Discovery Cove and then spent the evening on Disney property doing Disney things. I did actually vlog that whole trip, including my wedding day. So if you haven't seen those vlogs already, make sure to go and check them out. I will have them linked below for you. But like I said, this time has been quite different in terms of planning and kind of what there is to plan and what there is to book, and I don't know, we'll get into the video and I can kind of talk you through my thoughts and like how it's different and things like that from last time. I do have a little list in front of me. I have kind of been printing off bits and bobs and kind of making a bit of a planning book. This is our first trip as parents. We have a 1-year-old, well, about 14-month-old little boy Buzz, and by the time we go he will be about 15 months. So it's our first trip as parents, first trip with a toddler. It's our second trip as a couple, and it's my third trip. First time I went I was 12, and I feel like Disney planning was very, very different back then anyway, and also I was little, so I wasn't the one kind of doing the plans. The second trip, like I said, was for our wedding and Disney Moon trip. We had a 2-week trip out there with some family, and yes, it was incredible, the best trip ever. And then this time I actually booked this as a surprise for my husband. It'll be his 30th birthday when we're actually out there, like midway through our trip. So yes, I booked it as a surprise, but I couldn't help but tell him, I don't know how long after I booked. I think I booked it about a year ago, if not longer. And I told him a few months after. When I booked through Attraction Tickets. They used to be called Attraction Tickets Direct, but now they're just Attraction Tickets, and I booked our hotel and park tickets with them. I used them in our 2020 trip and I was really, really happy. I was looking this time, they seem to have the best deal on for us, the best prices, and like I said, I knew I'd been happy with them before. They've got all the kind of protection, you can reschedule a trip if you have to, etc, etc. I really do like those guys as a company. So yeah, I paid just a £50 deposit to kind of hold our holiday dates, and then the balance was due a couple of months before our trip. So I did book our flights separately. You don't book like a whole package with Attraction Tickets. You can book just your park tickets, or you can book your park tickets and the hotel, but flights are separate. So I booked our flights through BA. They came up with the best price. I have only ever flown to America with BA, I think. Like when I've gone to New York and Florida, and I think I've always flown BA. I've never flown Virgin. I would like to one day, but I do really like BA. Another company that I really like for long haul flights are TUI. I think they're really, really good, and I know they have started doing flights out to Florida, but I think it's a bit of a further drive, the airport they go to, than the MCO one. I don't know, but it's something to consider. Have a look at the prices and what works for you and your family. I think I'm just going to be open with you guys about prices and things like that, because I do think it's interesting. So if you are watching this not having been to Florida or not having been recently, then these prices are going to sound absolutely insane to you, and they are. It is so expensive to go to Disney World. When we went in 2020, we did have the quick service dining plan, which was included in our booking because we stayed in a moderate hotel. Since the pandemic, they have completely scrapped the dining plans, and there are talks of it coming back, but I doubt it will come back now before our trip, and if it did, I don't know if I would be able to like put it on or not. So we're just going with the fact that we are going to be paying out of pocket for food, which hurts my heart because it is so expensive and it's already such an expensive trip. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna just talk prices with you because I think it's helpful to know sometimes. Obviously you might have got a deal that was way better, you might have paid more. The prices are changing all the time, so yeah, this is just what we've paid. For flights, we paid £1,450 return, so that's from Gatwick to MCO and MCO back to Gatwick, and that is for myself and my husband and my little boy as a lap infant. Lap infants aren't entirely free on BA. I don't know if that's the same across all airlines, but you do pay a small percentage. I think we paid about £100-ish for his flights, but it was all in the price. So yeah, 1,450, and that obviously includes our meals on the plane. Well, I say obviously, that includes mine and Ollie's meals on the plane. Buzz doesn't get fed as a lap infant, which I don't know, I find that a little bit odd because it's a long old flight. So what I have done, on the recommendation of a friend actually, so thank you Robin, because you really helped with all of your tips and advice, but what she said that she did with her little one was she changed her meal into a kid's meal, so that she knew that her little one would definitely get like a hot meal on the plane, and then she just bought herself like stuff at the airport, you know, to have, which I feel like seems like a really good idea. So I've done that for the way out because it's like in the day. On the way back, I have currently left my meal as an adult meal because I figured he'd probably be sleeping around that time, or he would have eaten before we went, or I don't know. I might just do both, to be honest, because I think I'd probably prefer the kids' meal, and then anything he doesn't eat, I can just eat his leftovers and I will get myself things at the airport. But as well as that, I am going to take the most incredible amount of snacks for him because I can pop to the shops and need loads of snacks. So I'm going to be prepared for this bloody 9-hour flight or whatever it is. I'm going to be taking lots of snacks for us all, I think. So yes, that is our flight. We are actually staying at a hotel before we fly. I've never done this before because we've always lived like within an hour of the airport, so we've always just got up and driven in the morning. However, we have recently moved quite far away from home, from our original home anyway, and we're now living up in Nottinghamshire, so yeah, a good little drive back down to Gatwick, which is where we're flying from. So we decided to book a Premier Inn to stay at the night before we fly, just so we're local to the area. We've done the stressful like drive down the day before in case there's any traffic. We've left plenty of time, and it means in the morning we are nice and close to the airport. I did look at staying at an airport hotel, but they were quite a lot more expensive, and it meant we had to like pay for the airport parking, or some of them had it included, but anyway, it was quite a lot more expensive. But we ended up actually booking a Premier Inn that's about a 10 to 15 minute drive from Gatwick. So yeah, that had free parking and everything included, and that again is for the 3 of us. So that was about £46, I believe. I will share the specific details of the Premier Inn and things once we have been there. Yeah, hopefully it'll be a good little pre-travel day, and I'm really excited, to be honest, to stay in a hotel before. Even if it is just a Premier Inn, it just gets the holiday going, and I'm so excited. We have chosen to park at Gatwick. We are doing the valet parking. It was actually cheaper than the other places I looked. So I have always ended up doing like purple parking, or you know, the ones where it's like meet and greet with a random third-party company, and people always say, oh, don't do that because they might go and write off your car, or they might just leave it in a dirty old field, or all these like horror stories. Well, we have always used those companies, and touch wood, I've never had an issue. But this time they were coming out more expensive. I don't know if it's because I left it quite late. Basically, other than the hotel and the park tickets, we pretty much didn't pay or like book anything until we moved into our house, because the time we were moving house was kind of falling quite close to the trip. We only moved in about 2 weeks ago, hence like the messy background. Sorry, there's no cute like Disney background or fairy lights or anything. It's just what it is. We only booked things fairly recently. I was keeping an eye on flight prices just to see like that it wasn't going crazy expensive or like a really good bargain, but it was pretty much staying around the same price. Airport parking, it might be more expensive right now because I'd left it quite close to the time, about 6 weeks before, but we paid £110, and that was with a discount code as well. So just always make sure to Google for a discount code before you book something or pay for something, because quite often there will be something out there that can save you a little bit of money. I also have done our insurance, that was £110 as well, randomly, for our family as an annual insurance, so that's got us covered for the year. I would always recommend paying for insurance, sorting out your insurance as soon as you kind of book your holiday, so then you're covered like early doors if anything goes wrong. Yeah, it's always handy to have that. We have sorted out our ESTAs, which if you don't know, when you are traveling to the States, you need them. They're kind of like a visa, I think, but they basically mean you can get into the country, and again, it's recommended to do that as soon as possible after kind of booking your holiday. They are valid for 2 years, I think it is, and they're about $14 per person, so I think we paid like 40-ish pounds, I don't know, something like that for the 3 of us, and they were actually really quick to turn that approval round. I think within about 25 minutes they had approved our ESTAs. I've heard stories of it taking like quite a lot longer, like days and things, so, or sometimes they randomly like reject them and things like that. So I just wanted to get them sorted in case there were any drama llamas, but luckily there wasn't, so that is sorted. Something else, like honestly I feel like everything that used to be free at Disney you're now paying for. But something else that we have had to sort out is our, are our airport transfers from the airport to the hotel once we land. And it used to be called the Magical Express. It used to be a free Disney service and it was lovely, and yes. But now, since the bad times, they have scrapped that service and it is now not there. So there is a company called Mears who, Ollie did not want to support Mears. I will just say that now, because they did mess up our wedding day cars. They just didn't turn up for his, well they did and then they left, and ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Ugh. But they are a big company and they are who have taken over the coaches, so it's now called Mears Connect, I think. Mears Connect, and we have booked that for the 3 of us. We're not going to be hiring a car when we're out there, and it just worked the best for us as a family. So we have booked that. I think that was about $65 return, so we will get picked up when we need to come home, and we will be able to get on their coach when we get to MCO. Something that I've not sorted yet are our pre-flight tests. Now, as I am filming this, it is the 20th of April at 7:30 AM, randomly really early filming this video, but we have not booked those yet. I think I am going to book them within the next day or 2 though. Basically, I was kind of holding out for an announcement from the US about kind of changing requirements. If you don't know, you are still required to test before you fly, 24 hours before you fly, when you're going into the States, which is just an additional cost and additional stress and annoying, but it is what it is. I'm grateful that we're able to go. So yeah, I was holding out for an announcement to say that they were going to be dropping that, and they might still, but I think at this point, like I said, we're going about a month, so I think I am going to book those quite soon. When I do, I'm sure I'll kind of mention it somewhere on my Instagram or on here, about like the prices I've been able to find, etc. Back to kind of the flight, I've just kind of written a list here of like things to chat through with you. But when you are traveling with an infant on BA, I don't know about other airlines, I think Virgin have actually made it so everyone can book their seats for free. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I think my friend said that. But BA, if you have got an infant, you can book your seats for free. So make sure to kind of log into your BA booking, go into the manage my booking and see if that option is there if you are flying with an infant. That's also where I was able to kind of change the meals. You can put any kind of dietary requests on there, and things like that. It's quite handy. You can also print off your itinerary, which I have done, and it tells you your luggage allowance and everything. On there I have booked our seats. I have booked the there's like bassinet, is that how you say it? Bassinet, the baby seats basically, which I think Buzz will be too old for the bassinet thing that they provide, I think I've read, but they do provide another seat, I think. I don't know. It's basically extra room when you've got a little one, and that will be very much appreciated. We have booked a side rather than the middle because I have read that if you book the baby seats in the middle, then quite often there's a toilet like there. Like if you imagine it's in front of a wall, and your seats are kind of set back a bit, so there's room for your little one to be on the floor and things, but people quite often use that as a walkthrough to kind of, if one side of the toilets are busy, they'll walk through to go to the other side of the toilets, and that would just be quite frustrating if you're trying to get your little one to sleep and things. So yeah, I've booked the side like with the window, and yeah, that is all sorted for the way there and the way back. Something else that I'm considering booking is a lounge at the airport. Now this is about £64, I think, for us to do if we do it. We booked a lounge when we flew to Costa Rica, and we said that we would always book one from then on in because honestly, like, the cost isn't, I don't think it's that much for what you get. Considering when you eat at an airport anyway, the prices are kind of inflated and it is expensive. And if you did have like a meal each and a couple of drinks and things, you probably wouldn't be far off that price anyway. Also at the minute, I think things are quite busy. You can end up waiting quite a long time for a table, or not be able to kind of have the kind of food you would like, or that would be suitable for like buzz now, for instance. Queues for toilets are always quite long from what I've seen, and also maybe not the cleanest. I don't know, I've just always like not had the best experience in like the general airport section in terms of like meals and things. And when we flew to Costa Rica, it was so nice to just have a lounge that we could go to. There were toilets, there was so much food out for us to kind of help ourselves to, free drink, alcoholic, and like local kind of beers and stuff like that. So yeah, we really do love a lounge. When we flew in 2020, we were actually flying business class, which was incredible, and it was such a treat. So we were able to use the business lounge. It's something that I really do want to book. However, I have been seeing some like horror stories recently of people literally having like zero time between like security and boarding. And that stresses me out because I hate rushing, and people have been saying that the lines at security have been so long that you literally have no time in the airport, which we will need to get like food and stuff for me, if I'm giving my meal to Buzz, or Buzz's meal if not, whatever. We are able to take through snacks obviously, but yeah, in terms of like grabbing a quick drink at the other side and things, I've heard like mixed stories about that. So I don't know, it's a decision we need to make. Someone did actually tell me that there are family lines at security, which apparently people don't know about as much. So I'm definitely going to keep a lookout for that, because apparently that is like quicker and it's its own separate line, like if you've got a little one. So yeah, I'm going to look out for that, and hopefully that will help save us some time. I did look at booking, because you can pay like £5 for express security, but Gatwick South doesn't seem to be offering that at the moment. So yeah, these are all things to kind of consider if you're looking. If you're into Disney, I'm sure you will have heard that fast passes have been scrapped, and it is so upsetting. You used to be able to book fast passes way in advance of your trip, and you'd like know that you'd be getting on 3 rides a day with like minimal queues, and it'd be brilliant. It was a free service, blah blah blah. Now it is not a free service, and it isn't the same kind of process either. There definitely are lots of videos out there who will explain it far better than I will, so I'm not even going to really kind of try too much to go into it. But we have decided, well, I have decided to book Genie Plus in advance. It's £100 extra per person, but it does mean, I'm talking quietly because Ollie doesn't know yet. I think it'll be worth it for us with a little one to just make sure we're getting on at least 3 rides a day, not having to queue too much with little one. And I've definitely heard mixed reviews, but we're going to give it a go. So yes, I have booked that. I had just added that onto our tickets with attraction tickets. You do have to book park reservations now. So if you have booked a Disney trip, make sure you link up your reservation on the My Disney Experience website and get your park reservations in, because I am seeing so many horror stories on like Facebook groups and stuff that I'm on of people having booked their trip and not realizing that you had to reserve parks, because again, that's not something that you used to have to do, but since the bad times, we do have to do that now. So yes, you have to book a park that you want to be in every single day. After 2 p.m, you can then park hop to a different park, but you do have to checked into your original park. You do have to have been to the first park that you reserved that morning before you can then go to a different one. You can't go, oh, I did book Magic Kingdom this morning, but oh, I fancy a lay-in, but we'll go to Epcot tonight. If you've booked Magic Kingdom, you do have to like go and tap in there, which is something that I have only recently learned. But yeah, park reservations, magic bands are kind of no more-ish. They used to be a free thing when you were staying at a Disney resort. They're not now, but we did get them included with our booking still. I do think Disney are kind of driving people more towards using their mobiles for like a lot of things. And something else I've written down, when we are out there, we will use our Revolut card. I will leave a link below. I think there's some kind of like referral scheme for Revolut. I've never done it before, but I've seen it on the app, and I used them for our 2020 trip and I thought it was incredible. It's really, really good because basically you can have money in there, add money to your account, and if you see dollars drop to like a good price, you can buy dollars in at that rate, and you have got that amount of dollars. If you're planning well in advance of your trip, and you can kind of keep a lookout for the exchange rates and things like that, but otherwise you can just kind of go in, buy your dollars, and it's cheaper doing it that way rather than just using your kind of normal Visa debit card or something and paying that exchange rate, because exchange rates just on normal cards can be quite high, whereas Revolut is kind of set up to do this, and I definitely think it is worth doing. Also a Monzo card we use, and we will be taking some dollars as well. So yeah, that's kind of my like chat about our trip. I will definitely do any kind of other videos that you'd like me to do if you'd like me to answer any kind of questions about more specific things. I will just quickly add on, I didn't actually mention pricing for our hotel and our park tickets. So we are staying at All Star Music, so it's value. It's one of the cheapest values on property, like one of the cheapest resorts on property. Before we stayed at a moderate, but I just personally don't think the perks are there at the minute to be staying at a moderate and paying that extra, because the price that I've paid for the value is similar to what I paid for a moderate 2 years ago. Prices have gone up lots. So with our booking, we do get a $250 gift card, which was just included. It was an offer that was on at the time. We get our magic bands each, and then also instead of the dining plan, they were doing like a Disney credit. So if you booked as an incentive, they were giving you like a certain amount of money, depending on what resort. If you stayed at a moderate or a deluxe or value, it was a bigger amount of money if you're staying at a higher place. So like I said, we're just staying at value. So we get $36 per room per night. So in Disney, that won't go too far. That is basically like breakfast or something, but it definitely does help, and that is free money kind of. So yeah, we've got the $250 gift card plus $36 per night that will be given to us in like Disney money, and then our park tickets were $449 each per person, and that is a 14-day ultimate ticket, and then the Genie Plus was £200. So in total it was £3,070 for the whole package there. So it is an expensive trip. You're probably thinking, oh my god, but we love it. For me personally, I would absolutely love to be able to do Disney kind of every other year, but financially even that is like a big stretch. There's plenty of other places that we'd like to see in the world, things we'd like to do in our lives, do our house, etc, etc, but I would like to go for my 30th in 2 years. So hopefully we'll go this year, and then in 2 years, and then after that maybe we'll wait a couple of years until, you know, our kids are a little bit older by then if we have a second, etc. Who knows what the future holds, but that is my kind of plans for the moment. I do have to go because I need to drive Ollie to work and time is ticking, so I'm going to leave this video here, but I hope you did enjoy. Please do feel free to leave a comment below asking any questions or any kind of tips or chats or anything if you guys love Disney as much as I do, and if you've got any recommendations or places to go when we're out there, things to do, rides, let me know it all. Let's talk Disney stuff. I absolutely love talking about Disney World. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you very, very soon for another video. Bye guys. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold